Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we are on to another Born to Stand Out. Yes you are. So let's see. Alright. What is this one? Fig porn. Okay. Now I'm not necessarily, actually I love the note of fig. I really do love fig quite a lot in fragrances, but I don't always enjoy eating them so much. Though I love those fig bars. If you know, you know. For some reason, my grandparents really love those fig bars and they still have them in different flavors. I actually like those, but I don't like figs just by themselves. Okay, so this will cost you $210 for 50 milliliters. And Fig Porn by Korean niche fragrance house Born to Stand Out is a green summer fig with crisp pear, sparkling citrus, and a deep base of amber, vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. Ooh, that's right up my alley. Amber, vanilla, and musk. Well, not musk. Amber, vanilla, and sandalwood is right up my alley. Ooh. Hugging a loved one for a long time, gently, tenderly, madly caressing him until he is used to it. Grabbing him violently, like one plunders, then straddling him. Okay. Drinking him, then okay, this is just, hey, it is fig porn, but hey, let's keep it calm. So you can go read the description yourself. I like to do it, add a little ambiance. This is the ambiance that is not needed on my channel. But there you go. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, what do you expect when you have porn in the title? But here we go. So the notes are fig, pear, bergamot, cedarwood, peony, Turkish rose, amber, vanilla, musk, and sandalwood. So this actually sounds lovely despite despite the name and description. But yep, definitely get a scent out of that. Here we go. This will be fun in editing. This is a mess. Okay, 1, 2. They're not the best sprays in the world, best sprayers. And then 1, 2. Smells good. Always gets in the fingers. These aren't the best. These aren't the best sprayers. So there's a lot going on here. And it's a little bit hard to distinguish what everything is in the general amoeba of this scent right now. There's a sweetness to it. There's like a sweetness and a floral of some sort. It's really pretty. I just don't know what I'm dealing with. Which is interesting because normally immediately I can start getting notes, but with this it's very meshed, which confuses me because usually I get something. Like I don't necessarily have the greatest nose on the planet. I'm not going to be like a huge creator anytime soon of fragrances that are like beyond description, but I have a really good nose or a decent nose, and I am having a hard time pulling things out. It's very pretty. Let's try it here. Okay, there you go. So it's just the amoeba is making it difficult. Pear and bergamot immediately. So somewhere else there's a sweetness. That or it's just floating in the air, the molecules. But I get the pear and I get the bergamot, and I know pear decently. I just did Fray Bay. From Meloria, and so recently, and so I know that pear note. I know pear note pretty well, but in general, but just in the general bubble, it's being covered up a bit. Ooh, yeah, pear and bergamot for sure on the wrist. I'm not getting the fig. I'm not getting the fig at all. It's pear. Where's my fig porn? Watch my neighbor walk past in the hallway now going, let's try it on the clothing. Yeah, it's mostly pear and bergamot. That's what I'm getting right now. And some kind of generic sweetness just around here. But it's pear and bergamot. Give me some fig. A little bit here. A little bit of pear with a little bit of fig, but I'm not getting as much bergamot here. Very interesting. So this doesn't have the most complexity of any scent that I've smelled. it almost has like a sweet tart. Like I've showed these candies before, a sweet tart aspect to it. They're this candy that you get at Halloween or you used to, and they're just like these chalky discs. So I'm getting a little bit of that with some pear and bergamot. And I think the fig is starting to come through now. It just, this one's strange when you're just smelling it in this amoeba. Yeah, okay, there. And there's a little bit, and I know it's more probably a base note, which amber tends to be, not always, but a little bit of amber's coming up. So you get the pear, you get the bergamot, and there's like almost like a vanilla amber coming up, but the fig is not very prominent on this. I mean, it's the star. It is. I mean, it's in the name. Yeah, fig. I'm not getting it. I just looked at the first note. Fig. Yeah, that's interesting. This one, I think I'm going to have to sit with this one a little bit. It's just, I'm trying to get something from it. Sweetness of that pear sweet tart and like amber and the bergamot is still there, but it's starting to burn off a little bit already, which is causing this pear vanilla like amber scent to it, but it's just not, I don't know. Where's my cedar? I mean, if you're looking for it, you can kind of find the note if you know it's there. It's way back there. And fig, it just really isn't coming through that much. Interesting. So it's a pretty scent. Don't get me wrong. It's very sweet, almost gourmandish in its nature. I was hoping the pear would stay a little bit longer, or a tiny bit of that bergamot just to cut through that sweetness right now. I really liked the freshness of the pear and the brightness of the bergamot, but now it's just one big sweet fragrance, if that makes sense. It's pretty. I'm not getting that rose though. Okay, I smell it on the shirt again. Maybe there's a floral, but again, I know some of the notes, so I'm looking for it, but it's not really coming out for me. So just know that, your chemistry is going to play a part in this and the way that your nose works. So always get a sample. But this one's strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in an hour to try to decipher this a bit. The other ones were pretty obvious in what they were. This one is not. So I think it needs a little bit of time to settle, which is interesting because usually a fragrance you get a little bit more of in the beginning, the notes coming through. Yeah, but it's really just like this in a lot of ways. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in an hour and we're going to see where this one goes. Okay, so it has been an hour and hopefully this stuff's not showing here because I'm doing some cleaning today. So I can definitely still smell this one. I will say with Born to Stand Out that they last. They tend to last a long time. It's a strong blast. And this one's still going strong, but it is only an hour. So, but it's still exactly where it was. It really hasn't changed as far as sillage, and power, which is good if you're into that. So definitely getting that fig finally coming out. Just sitting here and being, I can smell the fig. The fig has finally come through. We got the fig porn we wanted. It's so crazy. I mean, I know they're trying to be edgy, but it's so bizarre to me. But whatever. It's here. And it finally came through. But let's try it on the wrist. Yeah, on my wrist, that's really weird. I'm not getting fig at all. So it's coming from somewhere, maybe the clothing. But I'm getting... It's very powdery. It's almost like... Ooh. Like I'm getting musk. I'm getting musk of some sort. I'm getting amber. I am getting vanilla. I'm getting sandalwood. I'm getting cedar. Now, it's beautiful because those are the type of fragrances I like. but it almost has like a Play-Doh note to it, which happens a lot. Hypnotic Poison gets that all the time. They call it Play-Doh. It's one of my all-time favorite perfumes. I love it. But I don't like what Dior did to it. It barely lasts anymore, so I use a dupe now because I'm not paying $120 for something that lasts 15, 20 minutes. They really ruined it, unfortunately. But this one, that's so strange. Yeah, it's like amber, vanilla, sandalwood with cedar and a little bit of powderiness, possibly from like a rose, like a little bit of humming rose, but I'm not getting fig at all. But I'm getting it somewhere. So let's try it on the clothing. Interesting. Yep, on the clothing I'm getting fig and pear. Fig, pear, and like vanilla and sandalwood. Maybe a little cedar. Let's try this again. Yep, fig, pear, amber, vanilla, very sweet vanilla, and like a little bit of cedar, but I'm not really getting that rose. The rose isn't really coming through as much. This one is interesting. So the fig is here. It's just on the clothing. My chemistry, not at all. Huh. Here either. No, I'm getting the fig and pear. Fig, pear, and a little bit of rose vanilla, but it's very powdery rose and vanilla with sandalwood. But it's definitely, there is some pear and fig. Look, it's really beautiful. It's very beautiful. I'm just a little bit confused. Just so confused. Because it's just not, woo! That's the stuff I was working on. I know, I'm cleaning stuff out. And it attacked me. So, yeah, it's beautiful. This one is exceptionally beautiful. But I'm not getting overly fig. I am, but on the clothing. It's so strange, but not in the chemistry. Even on here. No, it is coming through on there. So my chemistry just doesn't go for fig. It's like, nope, gone. So very interesting. It went for the happy notes that I really love. And I actually love fig in fragrances. So this one's actually really nice because I am getting it, like I said, from the clothing, not from my chemistry. So if I was feeling fig, then I would spray it onto my clothing mostly to get that. And it is coming through. It's really beautiful. It's almost gourmand though in its structure in that it is very sweet. So just know that it is a very sweet scent at this point, almost bordering on gourmand. So, but it's really beautiful. The pear and the fig go together beautifully with the powderiness and a little bit of amber, vanilla, sandalwood, and just crisp cedar. It really is quite beautiful. But what we're going to do is we're going to check back in 4 hours to see where this one has gone because it has morphed quite a bit, surprisingly. A lot of these don't tend to that much, but this one has. So we'll see where it goes, and I'll clean this bed off. Trying to get it clean for 2026 in here. Okay, it has been 5 hours total, and I can still smell this one. Where it was out here, it's now here. I find that Born to Stand Out, they do tend to last really long. But this one has mellowed out quite a bit, which I'm fine with. I'm still getting that pear, the fig. So it's from my just my being. I'm getting fig and I'm getting pear. And I'm getting like an ambery kind of vanilla scent from it, which is quite nice because I love those. I love amber, vanilla, tonka, all of that. But let's try it here on the wrist. This one's so interesting on my chemistry. So I'm definitely getting that spicy amber. I'm getting that vanilla. Oh, so amber, vanilla, sandalwood, and cedar. Just, oh, it's so beautiful, but there's no fig. On the clothing, it's fig and it's cedar and it is like vanilla and sandalwood. And spiciness, a little bit of spiciness to it, just a tad bit. This is so interesting. So this one's going to play like most things do, depending on your chemistry. This one is going to play out very much so on chemistry. All fragrances do, but this one, it is so different on my chemistry than on my shirt. And here it's fig, pear, vanilla, sandalwood, and amber, and cedar. Just light. It's almost like all those products. So all of those notes are on top of a cedar board that's at the bottom. So it's like a little snack board. Katoot? I can't even say the word. You can say it below because I can't say it. I know what it is. My mind is 2 hours of sleep last night. So you have that board and the yummy board with cheeses and crackers and stuff. Katoot. Never mind. I know the word. And then on top of it, you have the amber, the pear, the fig, and the vanilla, and the sandalwood, and it's all on top of that cedar board. It's really good. But it's very light. So it does match the clothing and the paper more so than the chemistry. Yeah. But this one's very light at this point, but it's not a bad thing. You can boost it with doing like 6 to 8 sprays rather than 4. Or you can just keep it like this and it'll stay right here in this bubble. Even at its strongest though, this is a non-assuming scent. This isn't one that anyone's going to give you side eye about. It's very nice. There's nothing questionable about it. You know, this one's really easy to wear. Now, if we were going to put this into a category, I would say that you can wear this year round. It is a little bit sweet, so maybe in summer it might be a little bit much if you're in a humid place, but I think it's not so overwhelmingly sweet that it will be an issue. So I would think that this one you could kind of wear year round. I really do think that. It's just really easy every day, every situation, every season. Now, if I were going to call it masculine or feminine, everything is everything. We wear what we want, but if we were going to, I would say that some may say that this is a little bit more feminine, leading towards actually right in the middle. And the reason is because it is slightly gourmand with the sweetness of the vanilla, and the fig and the pear. So I think that people may classify it a little bit more as a gourmand, thus making it feminine, which gourmands are for everyone. That's like saying cupcakes are only for girls. Everybody eats cupcakes unless you don't like them, but everyone wants cupcakes. Okay, so everyone, I do, but this one is slightly feminine more if you want to put it into a category, leaning neutral. But I think, you know, this one is really nice. I really do like this one quite a bit. Now, if I were going to give it a score, and you know I'm going to, I would give this one, I'm actually thinking about it. I would probably give this one a 6.8. And I know, out of 10, and I know people are like, but why? I think this one will do really well with a lot of people. I think the way that it played on my chemistry was not as magnificent as I wanted it to be. It's fantastic, but it isn't that fantastic. Everybody's like, what does that mean? In that it's very generic. I have other fragrances that are fig that I much prefer. Fig and matcha specifically. I just love that combination. And Montagne, which is a dupe brand. No, I'm not funded by them. I bought it all myself. I really love their matcha version of Matcha 26. If I'm going to go for fig, I'm going to go for something like that with the matcha to make it just a little exciting. I think it's Biere, I think from Aesop. I think that's the one. I'll double check. That's the green tea note. I'd rather wear something green tea with that fig. It's great with the pear. It's just not the combination I want to wear. So just know this score is Binky centric, and that's where it's coming from. But also, it's just it just became really generic on my chemistry, which again, that's my genetic issue. And it's beautiful here. It's beautiful. But it's not a scent that I would reach for over and over. This isn't one that I would pull from my collection. I would rather use the Matcha 26, though I haven't smelled it yet. I know I still have to do that video where I do a blind smell of Matcha 26 versus Montagne. I'd rather wear a matcha with it. Matcha with the fig. Because fig isn't necessarily my favorite note, but I love it with that matcha, that green tea. That's the way I want it done. So this is 100% just a me thing. But I think this one, out of all the ones that I've tried, this one's probably the least assuming and the easiest one to wear. And I think one that would be extremely popular because of that. It's just a little bit ho-hum for me. It's not something I need on my collection going, look at this. You know, this isn't something I go, wow, see this? Isn't this a beaut? You know, it's just not. So that's why it has that score. And a 6.8, 5's average. 6.8 ain't bad. So there you go. So yes, that is my review on fig porn. Such an interesting name. I want to keep it positive. No. Because nobody wants to buy a perfume and they go, hey, what are you wearing? This smells so good. Fig porn. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. Oh, but whatever. They're going for edgy, and edgy it is. So there you go. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends, unless you are here for the K-drama recommendation. Let's do it. So this one is actually a shorter one. I only think this one is 8 episodes. Don't quote me on that, but this one's one of the shorter ones. And this was actually from 2025. There was a lot of really good dramas in 2025, I felt. I think it's 2025, but I think it was towards the beginning of the year. Now this one doesn't have Ji-sung in it because I've chosen a lot of those. God, I love him. But this one is actually one that, like I said, is shorter, but it was so good. There was not one wasted episode. And from the moment I started it, I binged it. And I don't like to binge because I got a lot to do, but I binged this one like nobody's business. This one is called Death's Game. Yes. So this one is interesting. It's basically about a young man who is having a hard time in life. He's not succeeding the way that he would want. And I don't want to get too much into it because in Korean culture, there's this high need to succeed, and there isn't every culture, but I think there's a big push there in a lot of ways. And so this young man's feeling the pressure of it, and he doesn't feel he's living up to his expectations, and he's upset about it. And a lot's going wrong in his life, and he has a mother who adores him, and a fiance or a girlfriend he's been with for a long time, and he feels like he's letting her down because he's not able to succeed and give her what he feels he needs to for them to have a successful life going into marriage. So he makes the decision to self-harm himself permanently, so suicide. I know it's depressing. So if you don't like stories, let me give the warning about self-harm and suicide and violence, because there is violence in this, then you may want to skip this one. You'll find that I do this a lot because I really like deeper meaning dramas. I'm a drama girl. There's not a lot of comedies on here, so if you want a good laugh, don't look at my suggestions. He jumps off of a building, and I won't give too much away because it will destroy it, and you need to ride this ride. He meets Death, who's this beautiful, intriguing, mysterious woman in a dark room. And basically she tells him, you killed yourself, so now you have to live 12 lives. Basically, you have to go through 12 lives, and you have to go through them, and every single time you're going to die in a horrible way. And it basically makes the decision if you're going to heaven or hell. And so he's like, fine. So he has to go through these 12 different reincarnations of himself. He's a baby. Something happens. He's a daredevil, extreme sports guy in another one. And that one actually is humorous. I mean, it's not funny. It's dark humor. Just know there's a lot of dark humor in this to break up. And that's very Korean, in that there'll be dark humor to break up the suspense or the darkness of the theme. So basically these lives, there's a reason why all these lives happen. You have to go through some of them. Some of them are more painful than other ones where you're really sad about what happens, and it's really a downer, and you're like, oh, this is awful. And it's kind of depressing, but there's ones that are a little bit more interesting, but the death's coming, but there's something intriguing about it, or you're like, whoa, I didn't see this coming. Very interesting. Now watch all of these carefully, because it all comes together in the end for why this is all happening. And even though it's totally over the top at one point, it's amazing. I won't say anything more. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. It's like, whoa, this is wild. This is the wildest ride. This is so wild. So yeah, I highly recommend this one. The twists and turns it takes and the ride that it takes you on just to get to this one moment, it's kind of like, yeah, it's just so cool. But I can't really say too much, because if I do, it'll give it all away, and I do not want to ruin it for you. But it's just so well constructed, and the conversations that he has with death and his anger over it, then him going through almost like the steps of grief. But then instead of feeling sorry for himself, it's almost like he becomes empowered by what he's going through with going through these 12 deaths. And it's kind of like, yeah, I'm ready. Give me the next one. I died. Let's do it again. Where you see where he basically learns a lot about himself through this, and self-preservation, and that he's stronger than he realized he was. But it's really cool. I love this one. I think I need to watch it again. I know I watched it last year, but it was so good. I think I need to watch it again. That's how good it was. There's not a throwaway episode. It is so good, and it all makes sense in the end. So yeah, big thumbs up for Death's Game. So yes. So that is it for today, until we try another Born to Stand Out fragrance coming up here soon. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.